Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jean-Elie Charlemagne. I'm making this video in testimonial for my brother. Today is May 22nd, 2015.
Just first appearance. Good afternoon, corrections. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Are you Mr. Charlemagne?
And I'm here to address the matter of police case number 2015000238874. Jail number 1517787. And I demand to be released on my own cognizance immediately so I can deal with this matter at the arraignment.
I'm here in special appearance, not general, not voluntary, claiming all my rights.
Never stolen. All lies. To get me to run around, to quit. I was not gonna quit ever.
It is Tuesday, June 25th, 2019, and we're here shooting the intro for the next video that we're about to drop in the very near future. This is my brother Emmanuel Michael Charlemagne, Jean-Elie Charlemagne. We represent freedomofthecreative.com like a GOI should. So, and we will be talking about the case that we both involved in regards to July 10th, 2015 for allegedly running a red traffic light. And we were charged with fleeing and eluding and resisting arrest without violence. So some of the issues that we'll be talking about are the fact that he spent some significant time in jail, about almost half a year, or a little over half a year. You want to talk about that, E?
Yeah. Spending 6.5 months in jail for running a red light on my bicycle definitely got me doing a lot of soul searching when I was locked up. And one of the things that I was number one on my list was being in nature, being outdoors, not in an AC, cold, frigid box, pondering how I got here. The way I got there wasn't just, but the fact that I'm here has given me more respect for the Constitution, more respect for the rule of law, more respect for natural nature, universal law of being free. I can't stress to everyone, your truth and your freedom is the two most bona fide things right after your health and your wealth. So I implore everyone to sit back when negative things happen to you. Keep that positive energy. Put a strategy to interject to change that negative energy inside you to turn it positive to get the outcome that you want.
And the other issue I'm going to touch upon is very similar to what he just talked about in regards to spending time in jail. I also spent some time in jail, and the things that I learned was to temper the rage inside of me, the anger, and use that energy and literally flip it for a positive outcome. And that's exactly what we plan on doing with this case, is to take something very ugly and turn it into something extraordinary and extra positive for everybody to literally look at and get some sort of inspiration from, and never be in despair. Never be in despair. And that's a lot of what the people selling out here today, is despair and doom and gloom. And unfortunately, people take this information as doom and gloom when they can take it and flip it into something positive. And the other issue is how this has affected our lives, especially my employment status. I lost my job over this because of the multiple arrests. And so this has affected my earning power, has affected my living conditions. It has affected everything, my dating life, everything.
Our reputations are on the line, and that is utmost important. And that's what we're looking to redress. And loss of time. Everybody's time is worth money. So throughout this video, I will be talking about many things, from all the things I just mentioned to going to Barbara Watson's office and basically showing you her office and letting you know that I'm going to make her aware of the situation. We're going to be going to the 3rd District Courts of Appeal to get the documents. Hopefully we get them. I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. And I'll keep you posted on that. And also, I'll tell you the entire story. My brother and I were going to narrate the entire story of July 10th, 2015, of that day. So stay tuned, and thank you very much for coming and paying us a visit and listening to our story. And hopefully you enjoy it.
Emmanuel Michael Charlemagne,
Jean-Elie Charlemagne.
king of the moment, king in the present, king in the near future. freedomofthecreedom.com.
Like a Geowater should.
Loving nature, loving life, and loving freedom.
Narration of arrest on July 10th, 2015. It was a clear, sunny Friday on July 10th, 2015, at about 11 o'clock in the morning. E and I set off on our bicycles with the intentions of going to Big Wheel's bicycle shop in North Miami Beach. On our way there, we decided to stop at Publix 6th Avenue on 128th Street. Emmanuel and I arrived at Publix at about 11:25 a.m. While at Publix, E and I purchased bananas, a separate transaction, and withdrew about $300. This was done in order to buy E a new saddle for his bike at Big Wheel's bicycle shop. We left Publix at 11th. We began making our way north on West Dixie Highway, heading towards 163rd Street. Sometime after, Emmanuel and I safely crossed northeast 135th Street without disrupting traffic and without causing any motor vehicle to take evasive action. An older man in a blue Ford Taurus pulled up next to us both. The older man began yelling to E and I, "What the hell do you two think you're doing? Get on the fucking sidewalk. As a matter of fact, pull the fuck over. You two just ran a red light." The driver was in a blue car. The driver in the blue car began harassing Emmanuel and I by honking. Emmanuel and I waved the car to continue on their way and go around us. After we waved the car to go around, the old man was visibly upset that Emmanuel and I continued on our way without acknowledging his protest. Emmanuel and I ignored the old man for about 8 blocks. After a while of ignoring the old man, all of a sudden the car began swerving towards both of us, trying to run E and I off the road. Emmanuel at that very moment made a U-turn and began heading southbound on West Dixie Highway. Shortly thereafter, an SUV Chevrolet Blazer joined in trying to run me off the road. I also made a U-turn and began heading southbound on West Dixie Highway. I then quickly caught back up with E, still heading southbound on West Dixie Highway. Emmanuel and I intended to go back to the Publix on 6th Avenue on 128th Street because there would have been lots of witnesses there. Emmanuel and I decided against that because we would have to cross 131st Street
again, and at that moment, it would have been too dangerous to attempt to cross that intersection with motorists and 2-ton vehicles trying to run us off the road. I had noticed the Advanced Auto Parts and some customers that was leaving and walking to their cars in the parking lot. I said to E, I don't want us to be roadkill today because of some guy's egos. Let's pull in here while there's some people in the parking lot that can serve as witnesses. There was no police in the parking lot when Emmanuel and I pulled into the Advanced Auto Parts. At that point, Emmanuel and I did not know the Ford Taurus and Chevrolet Blazers were police vehicles. After pulling into the Advanced Auto Parts parking lot, I got off my bicycle and pulled out a Sony Alpha 7 digital camera from my black backpack to attempt to record the harassment. About 7 officers pulled out their guns and pointed the barrel of the gun at my head. The officers told me to show my hands. I quickly dropped the camera back in the backpack and jumped up showing my hands and placing them on the wall of the Advanced Auto Parts. Emmanuel and I only learned that they were North Miami police officers when the marked cars pulled up after the Ford Taurus and Chevrolet Blazer. None of the officers displayed their badges at any time, nor did any officers read Emmanuel and I our Miranda rights. As I was at gunpoint, with my hands on the wall and my back facing officers' gun barrels, I looked while I was being handcuffed with the guns pointed at my head and fearing for both our lives. I explained that we would cooperate with all the officers, albeit under stress and duress. I further explained that Emmanuel and I did not consent to any search of our person or belongings. Officer Thompson, badge number, simply ignored me and said, "Are we playing fucking sovereign citizens today?" Officer Thompson, badge number 386, went through my personal belongings and took out all the contents and looked for anything that could have been construed as a weapon. Nothing was found. Also, Officer Thompson took personal information from a pay stub and put my social security number on the complaint arrest affidavit and omitted the address 14311 Biscayne Boulevard, 612862, North Miami, Florida 33161, that was on the pay stub. As Emmanuel was being handcuffed, he recognized an officer that had falsely accused him on May 23, 2015, Memorial Weekend, for stealing his own bicycle. This officer is the same officer that had relayed the false allegations to Sergeant Brooks, badge number 365, on May 22, 2015, Memorial Day weekend. Emmanuel yelled out to me, "Gene, that's the officer that played a major role in my false arrest on May 22, 2015. I yelled to the officer, "I need your name and badge number, sir." After that, the officer took off in a full-out sprint for his police cruiser and left the scene. I was placed in the back seat of a police cruiser with all windows open. Emmanuel was also placed in the back seat of another police cruiser about 10 yards away from me with all its windows open as well. Emmanuel and I was never given a ticket citation whatsoever. I noticed a citation in my backpack 22 days after bonding out of jail. Emmanuel noticed a citation in his green backpack 26 days after being bonded out of jail. Emmanuel and I were driven to North Miami Police Station in 2 separate police cruisers. Upon arriving at the North Miami Police Station, Emmanuel was put in one cell and I was placed in another cell right next to him. Officer Holland, badge number 334, was assigned to write the complaint arrest affidavit. Holland, badge number 334, spent the next 3 to 4 hours to furnish 2 paragraphs on the arrest affidavit. Police case number 2015-000238874. During that same time, Sergeant Brooks, badge number 365, went through E's and I's belongings. While Sergeant Brooks, badge number 365, went through my belongings, Sergeant Brooks, badge number 365, found documents that were sent to him personally a month prior, certified mail 70141820 0002 15808458. When Sergeant Brooks had accused Emmanuel of obstruction of justice, disorderly conduct, grand theft in 3rd degree of his own bike. Then all of a sudden, an officer came accompanied with a short female officer. The male officer was equipped with a camera. The 2 officers
walked in the cell where Emmanuel was in and threatened to handcuff Emmanuel if he did not pose to have his picture taken against his will. When the officers were finished with Emmanuel, the officers came in my cell and threatened me in similar fashion, and I complied under stress and duress. Emmanuel and I were forced to take off our shoes and our belts in the cell. Then Officer Bias took Emmanuel and I to TGK. The next day, on July 11, 2015, Emmanuel and I was due to go before Administrator Scott M. Bernstein for a probable cause hearing.